everyone, thank you so much for joining me today once again on my channel. So today I have something a little differently, and it's going to be a video about how I fill in my brows, as the title indicates. And I like my brows looking very natural, but I also like them looking full and a little bold. And I do them actually two ways. There are two different ways that I do my brows. One of them is if I'm going out, or having my picture taken, I do like to, have them a little bit bold or a little darker. But if I'm going out, say, on a day-to-day basis, I kind of like to have them looking a little bit more natural. And with that being said, it's just not as dark. And the products that I use to achieve my ultimate brows are the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This one is in brunette. And I do go over it with the brow powder. It looks like that. And this one is also in brunette, and it comes in two shades in the compact. So there's a lighter shade and a darker shade. And the next thing I use is their tinted brow gel, and this one is in granite. So I use other things. Of course, I go over it with a concealer just to further shape and define the brow. And this one is a full coverage concealer by NYX. And when doing your brows, and when you want to kind of use the concealer to shape and to make them have that fierce defined look, it's best to go with something that's a little bit thicker. As you can see, this is in a little pot. So it's very, very, very thick and creamy. And of course, I use, any concealer brush. It depends on what I'm feeling that day. And the two that I have, this one is a MAC brush. I actually think this is a lip brush, but I like it because it's very, very small. And I just have a regular, very tiny concealer brush that I also use to go under the brow. And I will show you guys how I do that next. So the first thing I'm going to do is to brush the brows upwards. Now this is a double-ended pencil, so it looks like it has a little brush at the end of it. So just brush the brows up like so, and brush them into place. The next thing is I'm going to go in, and as you guys can see, my brows, they're not the same. Actually, this used to be my perfect brow, and now this is my perfect brow, and I want this brow to be like that brow, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm just gonna go in with the pencil, and I'm first going to map out the shape that I want. Like so. And I'm going to do the other one. Okay, so that's the shape there, and now I'm going to go in with the brow powder. And I'm going to use a little angled brush, this one here. And I'm going to go in first with the lighter color, and I'm just going to fill the brows in just to not intensify it so much, but to also just to fill in the little gaps that are there. And I'm sure you guys can see the little gaps. Without doing the other end, I'm just going to do this brow. Just going to go into the beginning just a little bit and just brush those hairs in. And the key to this is to just do tiny little strokes and not take too much products onto the brush. And as you guys are seeing, I'm only using the lighter shade. So this is just filling in the brows, still making, in my opinion, they still look natural, but they're also getting a ton of definition. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to go in with that dark brown powder, and I'm just going to concentrate this on the end of the brows. The powder also locks in the pencil so that this doesn't move all day. Now for concealer, I'm going to go in with the NYX concealer. I'm going to use this brush today. And as I said, there is no method to this, what brush I use. So I'm going to go in with this brush today. I'm just going to take the excess of that concealer off so we have, you know, not too much left on the brush. And I'm just going to use that just to define underneath the brow. Like that. Whatever is left over, I'm just going to brush that down. Okay, now what I also do is I take a tiny bit more and I just do the end of the brow. As you guys can see, there isn't much left on the brush, but it does make a big difference in my opinion. And I'm just going to blend the rest out. Okay, so the final thing that we're going to do with our brows is to go in with the brow gel. And what we're going to do is just remove the excess from it. So you want to just kind of remove the excess from that end and just brush the brows in place. So they don't move and they stay in place all day. And that's my brow tutorial.